My dear young friends, students, brothers, and sisters, if you are willing, I want you to stop for a moment. I don't mean pause the music or pause the video or put your thumb over the screen. I mean truly stop. Look at the ceiling. Look at your hands. Feel the weight of your own skull on your neck. Feel the seconds moving. Right now, you are alive. You are breathing. And while you have been breathing, and while you will continue to breathe for the next 60 or 70 or 80 years if you are lucky, something strange has happened to you. Something has been stolen from you, and you didn't even notice the theft. I am here today not to entertain you and not to impress you. I am here to wake you up. 'Cause I see you. I see you in the train, in the cafeteria, in the hallways, in your beds at 2 a.m., your face illuminated by a blue light. I see you scrolling. I see you tapping. I see you watching other people live while your own life runs through your fingers like water. And I see the people who are doing this to you. I see the algorithms, the engineers, the executives, the artists, the producers. I see the system that has been built brick by brick to keep you stupid, distracted, and docile. And I am here to name it. This is not a lecture about technology is bad, or kids these days. This is a lecture about power. It is about who controls your attention, and therefore controls your reality. It is about how social media and the modern music industry have formed a perfect trap, a velvet cage, designed to keep you consuming rather than creating, scrolling rather than building, and floating rather than climbing. And it is about the single most valuable asset you will ever own, the only thing that is truly irreversibly yours: your time. Let me begin with a truth so simple it is almost invisible. Time is the only currency that cannot be printed, borrowed, or earned back. You can lose money and may make it again. You can lose a friend and find another. You can fail a test and retake it. But you cannot lose an hour and get that hour back. It is gone. It is burned. It is turned into memory or turned into nothing. And the tragedy of our era is that millions of young people are burning their hours, their days, their years on a bonfire of meaninglessness, and they have been convinced that this is normal. How did this happen? Let me tell you how it happened. It did not happen by accident. It was designed. Every swipe, every notification, every autoplay video, every infinite scroll, these are not neutral features. They are psychological weapons. They are the result of thousands of experiments, billions of dollars, and the brightest engineering minds of our generation, all aimed at one goal: capturing your attention for as long as possible. Not for your benefit, for their profit. When you open an app, you are not a user. You are a product. Your attention is the raw material. Your time is the inventory. And the content you consume, the dancing, the pranks, the gossip, the outrage, the nonsense is the bait. The algorithm does not care if you are happy. It does not care if you are educated. It does not care if you grow or learn or become a skilled, powerful, independent human being. It cares if you stay. That is its only metric, and it has become very, very good at making you stay. I want you to consider the math. The average young person spends between 6 and 9 hours per day on screen media, not including school or work. 6 hours. That is 1/4 of your entire day. That is 2,190 hours per year. By the time you are 20, if you started at 12, you have spent nearly 2 full years of your life. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year looking at a screen. 2 years. In those 2 years, you could have learned 3 languages. You could have become proficient in coding and graphic design, in carpentry, in piano. You could have read 200 books. You could have started a business. You could have trained your body to run a marathon. You could have volunteered 1,000 hours. You could have built something real. But instead, you watched a man argue with his cat. You watched a stranger cry about her breakup. You watched a dance challenge that will be forgotten next week. You watched an advertisement disguised as entertainment. You watched and you watched and you watched. And at the end of it, you have nothing in your hands but a dead battery and a vague sense of dissatisfaction. That is not your fault. That is the trap. But it is your responsibility to escape. Now let me speak about music. Because music is not innocent. Music is not just art. Music is also a technology of manipulation. And in the modern music industry, particularly the mainstream pop, hip-hop, and rap that dominates the charts, has become a delivery system for a very specific kind of poison. I am not talking about all music. I am not attacking the artists themselves, many of whom are talented people caught in the same machine. I am talking about the structure. I am talking about the lyrics. I am talking about the videos. I am talking about the lifestyle being sold to you under the guise of rebellion and freedom. What are the dominant themes of the most streamed songs in the world right now? Money, sex, drugs, revenge, status, luxury, violence, nihilism, escape. The message is not subtle. The message is, Consume, indulge, numb yourself, distract yourself, get high, get laid, get rich, and do not think about tomorrow. This is not music that elevates. This is music that sedates. It is candy for the ears. It triggers dopamine without demanding effort. It makes you feel something, anything, without requiring you to understand why you feel it. And it is played on repeat, millions of times, engineered to be catchy, repetitive, and shallow. Why? Because shallow music is profitable music. Music that provokes thought, that challenges you, that requires patience and reflection. That music does not generate as many streams. It does not work as well in the background of a TikTok video. It does not fit the algorithm. And so the industry, which is now entirely dominated by streaming platforms and social media promotion, has optimized for the lowest common denominator. They are not giving you what you need. They are giving you what keeps you clicking. And here is the most insidious part. This music does not just fill your ears. It shapes your identity. It tells you what it means to be young. It tells you that cool is detachment, that wisdom is cynicism, that ambition is greed, that love is transactional, that life is a party and then you die. And you absorb this, you repeat the lyrics, you wear the clothes, you adopt the posture. You think you are expressing yourself, but you are actually performing a script written by a marketing department. Your rebellion is a demographic. Your individuality is a brand category. I am not saying you cannot enjoy popular music. I am not saying you must listen only to classical symphonies and obscure jazz records. But I am asking you, when was the last time a song changed the way you thought? When was the last time an album made you want to study, to build, to help someone to understand the world? When was the last time you listened to music that required something from you? And when was the last time you turned off the music entirely, sat in silence, and just thought? Silence is frightening to a generation raised on constant stimulus, and that is by design. If you are never silent, you never reflect. If you never reflect, you never question. If you never question, you never revolt. And the system does not want you to revolt. It wants you to scroll. It wants you to stream. It wants you to consume and reproduce and die, having never made a dent in the universe. But you are not a cog. You are not a consumer. You are a human being, and human beings are capable of extraordinary things. You have hands that can shape wood and clay and metal. You have a voice that can speak truth to power. You have a mind that can understand calculus, philosophy, engineering, medicine, law, art. You have the capacity to love, to sacrifice, to create, to heal. Every single one of these capacities requires time. Time to practice, time to fail, time to learn, time to think. And that time is being stolen from you, moment by moment, swipe by swipe. Let me be blunt. You think you are killing time, but time is killing you. And while you are busy scrolling, someone else is learning to code. Someone else is learning to invest. Someone else is writing a book. Someone else is starting a company. Someone else is mastering a craft. And in 10 years, that person will be your boss. That person will own the building you work in. That person will be free, and you will still be scrolling, still waiting for something to happen, still wondering why life feels empty. Do not misunderstand me. I am not telling you to be productive every second of every day. Rest is necessary. Play is necessary. Boredom is even necessary. But there is a difference between rest and anesthesia. There is a difference between leisure and addiction. There is a difference between choosing to watch a movie after a hard week and reflexively opening an app every time you have 3 seconds of unoccupied time. One is life. The other is a trance. And this trance has consequences. Look at the data. Rates of anxiety, depression, and loneliness among young people have skyrocketed in direct correlation with the rise of social media. Young people are sleeping less, exercising less, reading less, and socializing in person less, driving less. They are delaying adulthood. They are afraid of phone calls. They are afraid of eye contact. They are afraid of boredom. They are afraid of being alone with their own thoughts. This is not maturation. This is atrophy. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are not a lost cause. You are a person living inside a machine that is optimized to extract your potential and convert it into ad revenue. And the first step to defeating that machine is to see it clearly, not to smash your phone, not to delete all your accounts, not to move to a cabin in the woods and weave your own linen. Those are gestures, not solutions. The solution is not abstinence. The solution is sovereignty. Sovereignty means you control your attention. You decide what enters your mind. You set the boundaries. You do not check your phone first thing in the morning. You check your own intentions first. You do not eat your meals with a screen in front of your face. You taste your food. You talk to the people across from you. You look out the window. You do not bring your phone into your bedroom. You charge it in the kitchen, you read a book, you let your mind wander, you sleep. You do not open an app because your thumb twitches. You ask yourself, what do I want from this moment? What do I need? Am I tired? Am I lonely? Am I bored? What would actually help me right now? And then you do that thing. This is not easy. The machine is powerful. It has the best designers, the best behavioral psychologists, the best data scientists. It knows your weaknesses better than you do. It knows that you are afraid of missing out. It knows that you crave validation. It knows that you are lonely. It knows that you are tired. It knows that you are searching for meaning. And it offers you a counterfeit, a like, a share, a comment, a notification. It offers you a tiny hit of dopamine, just enough to keep you coming back, never enough to satisfy you. Because if you were satisfied, you would leave. So you must fight, not with anger, but with awareness. Not with self-hatred, but with discipline. Not by blaming you for falling into the trap, but by building the tools to climb out. And the most powerful tool you have is the knowledge that you are being played. Once you know the game, you can stop being the pawn. I want to speak now directly to the young men in this room. You are being fed a lie. The lie is that masculinity is domination, that strength is violence, that respect is fear, that freedom is doing whatever you want whenever you want. This lie is sold to you through music, through influencers, through memes, through pornography. It tells you that women are objects, that emotions are weakness, that education is for suckers, that the only goal is money and status. This lie is destroying you. It is making you angry, isolated, and lost. And the men who profit from this lie do not care if you go to prison, or overdose, or die alone. They just want your streams. They just want your clicks. Real masculinity is not domination. Real masculinity is competence. It is the ability to provide, to protect, to build, to repair. It is the courage to be vulnerable, the wisdom to listen, the patience to learn. It is the strength to say no to your own impulses. It is the integrity to keep your word. It is the humility to ask for help. These things cannot be downloaded. They cannot be streamed. They are earned day by day, hour by hour through effort and sacrifice. And they are worth more than all the jewelry and cars and bottles in every music video ever made. And to the young women in this room, you are also being fed a lie. The lie is that your value is in your appearance, that your goal is to be desired, that power is in your sexuality, that you must be perfect, thin, pretty, agreeable, and never angry. This lie is sold through filters, through influencers, through beauty standards that are literally impossible because they are not real. It tells you that your body is a project, that aging is failure, that your voice should be soft, that your ambition should be hidden. This lie is also destroying you. It is making you anxious, competitive, and exhausted. It is convincing you that you are never enough. Real femininity is not performance. Real femininity is agency. It is the power to choose your own path, to define your own worth, to speak your own truth. It is the capacity to create life, to nurture, to lead, to fight for what is right. It is the courage to be unliked. It is the strength to say no. It is the wisdom to know that you are not your reflection. These things are also earned. They are not given. They are built. And to all of you, regardless of gender, you are not the sum of your likes. You are not your follower count. You are not your Spotify playlist. You are not the brand you project. You are a consciousness, a soul, a unique configuration of matter and energy that has never existed before and will never exist again. And you are wasting that miracle on a screen. I want to talk about time again, because time is the thread that runs through all of this. Every minute you spend scrolling is a minute you do not spend practicing your craft. Every hour you spend watching reactions to content is an hour you do not spend creating content of your own. Every day you spend numbing yourself to the noise is a day you do not spend listening to the signal. And the years accumulate. They pile up like autumn leaves. And one day you will look in the mirror and you will not recognize the person looking back at you. You will wonder where the time went. You will wonder who you could have been, and you will not be able to get it back. I am not saying this to frighten you. I am saying this because I believe you are capable of more. I believe you are capable of greatness. Not the greatness of fame and fortune, but the greatness of a life well lived. A life where you learn something new every day. A life where you build something that lasts. A life where you love deeply, serve generously, and die knowing that you did not waste your chance. That kind of life is available to you. It has always been available, but you have to reach out and take it. It will not come to you through a screen. So what do? You start small. You delete the apps that steal the most time. Not all of them, just the worst ones. You set a timer, you turn off notifications, you carry a book, you learn to cook, you take a walk without your phone. You have a conversation where you actually look at the other person's face. You write a letter, you learn a skill, you fix something that is broken, you plant something, you build something, you help someone, you sit in silence and let your own thoughts rise to the surface. And you do this consistently, not for a week, not for a month, for the rest of your life. Because this is not a diet, it is a transformation. It is not about reducing screen time. It is about reclaiming your agency. It is not about hating technology. It is about using it as a tool rather than being used by it as a resource. I also want to address the role of education in this crisis. Many of you are in school or will be or have been, and I know much of your education feels irrelevant. You are taught to memorize facts for tests that do not measure understanding. You are graded on compliance rather than curiosity. You are trained to be workers, not thinkers. And then you go home and you are trained to be consumers. It is no wonder you escape into your phone. It is no wonder you feel that school is a game you have to play, and the real you exists only in your private digital world. But do not confuse the failures of the institution with the value of learning itself. Learning is not school. Learning is reading history to understand why the world is the way it is. Learning is studying mathematics to appreciate the structure of reality. Learning is practicing writing until you can say exactly what you mean. Learning is acquiring skills that make you independent, competent, and valuable. No algorithm can give you that. No influencer can teach you that. That is work you must do with your own mind, using your own time. And this is why the theft of your time is such a profound crime. It is not just that you are bored. It is that you are being prevented from becoming who you could be. Every hour you spend in the digital carnival is an hour you are not in the library, not in the workshop, not in the studio, not in the laboratory. Every hour you spend watching someone else's life is an hour you are not living your own. And the carnival barkers know this. They know that a distracted population is a docile population. They know that if you are busy comparing yourself to others, you will not challenge the structures that keep you small. They know that if you are exhausted by the sheer volume of information, you will not ask the hard questions. They know that if you are addicted to novelty, you will never commit to the long, slow process of mastery. So here is my challenge to you. For the next 30 days, do one thing differently. Just one. Turn off your phone 1 hour before bed, or leave it at home when you go out, or unfollow every account that makes you feel inadequate, or listen to an album that is 50 years old, or learn one new skill for 15 minutes a day, or write down every time you pick up your phone and ask yourself why. Do one thing to break the spell, and see what happens. I predict you will be uncomfortable. You will feel phantom vibrations. You will feel anxious. You will feel bored. You will feel the absence of the constant stimulation that has become your baseline. And then, slowly, you will feel something else. You will feel the texture of the world returning. You will notice the light. You will hear the birds. You will remember that you have hands and legs and a voice. You will remember that you are not a ghost haunting a machine. You are a body, a mind, a presence. And the world is waiting for you. I am not naive. I know that one person turning off their phone does not change the system. I know that the algorithms will continue to optimize. The platforms will continue to expand, and the next generation will face the same trap, perhaps even more sophisticated, even more immersive. But systems are made of individuals. And when enough individuals wake up, the system must adapt. When you stop paying with your attention, the attention merchants lose their power. When you stop believing the lies lose their audience. When you start building, the builders inherit the future. This is not a call to abandon technology. Technology is not evil. The printing press was used to spread both enlightenment and propaganda. The radio was used for both democracy and fascism. The internet is no different. It is a tool. It amplifies whatever we put into it. Right now, we are putting in distraction, outrage, and consumption. But we could put in education, collaboration, and creation. We could build digital spaces that help people grow rather than shrink. We could use these tools to connect across distance without losing the ability to connect across a table. We could use them to learn, to teach, to organize, to heal. But we cannot do that until we break our addiction to the shallow, the fast, and the easy. And this is where music comes back in. Because music is not just a product. Music is also a practice. When you learn to play an instrument, you are not just learning notes. You are learning patience, precision, expression, and collaboration. You are training your ear and your hand and your heart to work together. You are joining a conversation that has been going on for thousands of years. This is not passive consumption. This is active participation. This is mastery. And it is available to anyone who is willing to put in the time. I am not saying you must become a musician. I am saying you must become a creator, not just a consumer. The medium does not matter. It can be code, or wood, or words, or food, or fabric, or film. What matters is that you make something, that you take raw materials and transform them into something that was not there before, that you leave the world slightly different than you found it. This is what distinguishes human beings from parasites. We build, we shape, we create, and when we stop creating, we stop being fully human. So I ask you again, what are you building? Not what are you buying, not what are you watching, not what are you wearing. What are you building? What skill are you developing? What knowledge are you acquiring? What problem are you solving? What legacy are you leaving? If the answer is nothing, then you are not living. You are merely surviving. And survival is not enough. I want to close with a story. There is a man named Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the Nazi concentration camps. He wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning, and in it he described how the prisoners who survived were not the strongest or the healthiest or the most cunning. They were the ones who had a reason to live, a task unfinished, a loved one waiting, a book to write, a meaning to fulfill. Without meaning, the human spirit collapses. With meaning, it can endure almost anything. Now, I am not comparing social media to a concentration camp. That would be grotesque and disrespectful. But I am saying that the absence of meaning is a kind of death. And meaning is not found in a feed. It is not found in a chart position. It is not found in the number of people who validate your existence with a double tap. Meaning is found in the struggle towards something larger than yourself. It is found in the work that only you can do. It is found in the love that you give and receive. It is found in the time you spend becoming worthy of the life you have been given. You have been given that life. Right now, in this moment, you are alive. Your heart is beating. Your lungs are filling. Your brain is processing these words. This is not a rehearsal. This is not a practice run. This is the actual performance. And when it is over, there will be no encores, no second acts, no do-overs. So I beg you, do not waste it. Do not trade your hours for hollow dopamine hits. Do not trade your potential for popularity. Do not trade your freedom for comfort. Do not trade your future for a few years of feeling cool. The game is rigged, but you do not have to play. You can walk away. You can build your own table. You can set your own rules. You can define your own success. And you can start right now. Right now, you can put down your phone. Right now, you can look at the person next to you and ask them a real question. Right now, you can decide that tomorrow will be different. Right now, you can choose to become the architect of your own attention, the master of your own time, the author of your own life. The machine is powerful. The trap is elegant. The seduction is relentless. But you are not powerless. You are not a victim. You are a witness who has seen the gears behind the clockwork. And once you have seen them, you cannot unsee them. You cannot pretend that you do not know. So know this, you are being manipulated. Your time is being stolen. Your mind is being colonized. And the only remedy is to take it back. Not all at once, not perfectly, not without struggle, but with intention, with persistence, with the stubborn conviction that your life belongs to you, and you alone. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and share this very important so the video can reach the maximum audience.